class, we're going to be focusing on starting to build strength and strengthening exercises that are core and pelvic floor friendly. The key to all of these exercises is making sure that you're checking back in with your breath, with your posture and positioning, and most importantly, what you are feeling when you are doing these exercises. What muscles are working, what muscles aren't working, are other areas trying to compensate. We want to make sure that we're not feeling any pressure pushing down, bulging out of the lower abdomen. We want to make sure that we use the breath and the posture to make sure we're optimizing this entire system. So, for today's class, if you happen to have some weights, you can have two different sets. I have a lighter set of 5 pounds and 10 pounds. You maybe do no weight in 5 pounds. Maybe you do 10 and 20. You do what feels best for you. And sometimes you can just drop the weight and not do any weight. You're still going to get the same benefit with these exercises. All right. Oh, another, if you have some blocks. All right, let's go ahead and get started. We're just gonna do a quick warm up. Let's take that left leg, scoot your left leg out in front. I want you to think of sending the hips forward, little tuck of that right hip. Right hand comes to the outside, left arm reaches back behind. Nice breath in. Exhale, let it go. Sink that left knee forward over those toes a little more. Nice breath in. Now we're going to take the right knee, spin that right shin back behind you, sink that left knee forward over your toes, right arm reaches overhead. You can use that left forearm to push that knee over the toes a little more, opening up those hips. Breathe into the right side of your rib cage. Nice breath in. Exhale, let it go. Good. Inhale, pull yourself, come up, take your right hand down towards the ground. Left arm reaches up towards the sky. Lengthen out. And we'll take that left arm, sweep your left arm underneath, but make sure that left hip keeps facing the ceiling. Peel your left arm back up overhead. And again, reach that left arm underneath. And bring it back up. Pull yourself, come back up. Both knees come back down. And then let's turn to face the other side. So we'll take that right leg, scoot your right leg out in front. Thinking of that right knee going forward over your toes, little tuck of the left hip underneath. Left hand to the outside, right arm twists out to the side. And we're really focusing on breathing out to the sides, front, back of that rib cage. Press that right foot down into the ground, spread those toes. So you'll see throughout the series that the foot connection with our glutes and pelvic floor is really important. Good. Bring it back through center. Left shin spins behind us. Think of that right knee going over your toes. Pull that left side of your rib cage back. Left arm reaches overhead. Nice gentle breath in. Exhale, let it go. Good. One more breath in here. Exhale, let it go. Straighten out through that front leg. Left hand comes down towards the ground. Right arm reaches up towards the sky. Now the right side of your hip stays facing the ceiling as we take the right arm, sweep it underneath. Rotate from that rib cage. Keep pressing into the left hand. Peel your chest. Come back up. Good. Right arm sweeps underneath again. And then peel your chest. Lift it back up. Awesome. Let's lower everything all the way down towards the ground. And you're going to start off sliding those heels in towards your sit bone. Nice, gentle breath in. And just press your feet down into the ground, lengthen through the front of your thighs. Nice breath in. Lower those hips back down. Exhale, press, lift the hips. And lower down. So we're not thinking of like this extra squeeze of the glutes at the top. You want to think of pressing the feet into the ground and drive the hips up. If this feels really good, and you would like to add a weight on, you can place a weight on the front of your pelvis, driving those hips up and back down. Press the feet, spread those toes. Now, if you have a hard time feeling your glutes firing up, you can also try having your arms by your side, thumbs facing up, and think of pushing the arms down towards the ground. That starts to connect with your lats. Our lats work with our glutes. So it's all about getting our muscles to work for us and kind of closing off those systems and having other muscles help out. Good. So you're going to find what works best for you. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Now you can keep the weight or you could lose the weight. We're going to slide those feet out, dig those heels in, pull your heels back towards you, press and lift the hips up. Good. Exhale, dig, press and lift up and back down. You can also keep the hips down, pressing the heels and pulling back. So we're really getting into those hamstrings, the back of our thighs. I'm going to give you one more option, but you pick what option works best for you. What's great about these videos is that you can keep coming back to these classes and watch how you're progressing. So maybe you stay up and walk the heels in, and you can walk the heels out. And like my sit bones are barely off the ground. Go out, out, in, digging those heels in, using your breath. Nice work for 3, 2, last 1. Lower everything all the way back down. Walk those feet back in. If you had the weight, move that off towards the side, and we're going to come all the way up to standing. Okay. So I'm going to show you first and grab those weights. And we're coming into a lunge, but not a really wide stance. So a much shorter stance. We're going to think of our sit bones going towards the wall behind. We're going to inhale, drop it down, and really press into that front foot, come back up. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, press and lift. We're getting a rib cage over the pelvis, sit bones going towards the wall behind. Left leg does the work. Make sure you're not gripping with your toes. For 3, 2, last 1. Now I'm going to move the weights. You can put the weights back down on the ground. We're going to keep a slight bend in the knee. You can also come near a wall for this next one, or if you got an edge of a chair nearby. We're going to keep this bend in your left knee. We're going to take the right leg, tap it next to the left, and then think of pushing that right leg back behind. Now, if you had gliders or if you put a towel on hardwood floor, you could also do that too. But sliding, push back, and then pull in front. Push, and then pull it back. Rib cage over the pelvis, definitely working left booty. Push back and in front. Nice work. 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Come all the way back up. Maybe like quick little shaky shake out on the left. And then we're going to press into that left foot again and come into your airplane. So again, you can hold on to the wall if you want. We want our hips facing the ground, toe tap. Maybe you lift the right leg. We're not peeling the hips up. We're exhale, pressing, lift out of this left hip. Arms come by your side. You can also play around with bringing your hands in towards heart center. And when you exhale, push the hands together, and what happens to the glutes? What happens to the core and pelvic floor? Lengthen through the crown of your head so you can tap in and out, hand on the wall, heart center. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Ooh, come all the way back up. Shake it out on the left. And then we're going to go right into the right-hand side. Whew. Oh, I hope it's not just my booty that's on fire. Okay, so we're going to start off with the shorter stance with those lunge, really targeting this glute. Hips are going back, rib cage forward, drop down, exhale, drive up. Ooh. I mean, I can do them with those. And again, you can do them without weights as well. Send those sit bones back, drive up. Drop it down and up. Send those sit bones back, lengthen through the crown of your head. Awesome for 3, 2, last 1. We'll place those weights down. And you can get close to the wall if you would like to hold on. Left foot toe tapping next to the right. Hinge at the hips, light bend in the knee. We're spreading the toes, lift out of the hips. Left leg slides back. So again, you can do it on a hard surface if you've got a towel or socks. You could use a glider, slide back and pull in front. We want those hips facing forward. Nice work. Three, ooh, 2, last 1. Oh, come all the way up. Oh, oh, shake it out on that side and see. Left side different than your right side. Now we're coming right back into that for that balance. So we're really pressing down through the foot. And when I'm talking about mound of foot and where our foot is so important with our pelvic floor, is we want to press down as I fall over. You want to be pressing through the mound of your big toe, the outside of your foot, and your heel. So we can really use all of those deep intrinsic muscles in our foot that have such a big connection all the way up the chain. We're going to hinge at the hips, lift out of that right hip, left leg goes back. So those hips are facing the ground, rib cage dropped, we're not flaring. Arms can be by the side, toe tap on a wall. We can toe tap with the leg. We can have the hands at heart center. And when we exhale, press them together. Inhale, soften. Exhale, push. Inhale, soften. Nice work. Whatever position you're in with this airplane, we've got it for 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Amazing. Come all the way back up. Shake it out. Okay, I'm going to set up to show you for our next one. So I'm actually going to use weights for my feet. If you have like the edge, you could use standing on the edge of a pillow or a rolled up yoga mat as well. We're going to do some squats. A lot of times our ankles can be really tight. Mine are like crazy tight. So we're going to prop our heels or that midfoot up and be up on toes for these squats. And you can play around with it. See what happens when your heels are elevated. See what happens when your heels are not elevated. You can use weights. You don't have to use weights. You can keep them in at heart center. You can keep them by your side. If you are up, you just want to make sure your feet aren't rolling to the outside, that we're pressing evenly down. And then we're going to sing the hips down, keep that chest up, and then exhale, press up. Okay, well, here we go. So play heels elevated, heels not elevated. I can always get so much lower. When those heels are up. A lot of runners. I'm a runner. I have tight calves. I also broke one of my ankles a couple years ago, so I was in a walking boot for a while. Definitely created some tension there. We're inhale going down, and on the exhale, come back up. Inhale down, exhale, drive your feet into the ground to push up. Keep going. I'm going to show you a couple things from the side that I want you to be careful of. So when we're coming down, I see a lot of this with squats. You want to think of kind of having your gaze follow on the way down, gentle tuck of that chin coming in. And also when you come up to the top, that extra Squeeze and push. Just think of pushing the feet into the ground so you come upright. And play. Where does it feel best to have your hands in weight? Maybe you just have one weight. Maybe you have no weight. And we only got 3, 2, last 1. Woo! Let's ditch the weights. You can grab some water. We'll show you one other one. We'll go in and out of these next 2. So this is step up. Now, if you have a step up, if you have a step, you can use a block. You could also use a bench. You can also be near a wall so that you've got handhold on the wall. I'm not necessarily testing your balance, but I want to activate those glutes a little more. So this pressing into the foot, you're going to think of your head going up to the corner of the wall in front of you. And then we're going to drop it down. Press, lift up, inhale back down. You could do it on a step. If you have a step in your house, if you've got one of those like Reebok step up things, you could use that. You could also use a bench or an ottoman. This is a little high, but if you're coming, same thing, thinking lean forward, drive your foot, come up, and then slowly back down. And I put this is really high. I put like an extra block underneath so I'm not going all the way down. I might even have put 2 blocks there. So find a step up that feels comfortable, feels safe for you. Hand hold if you need. If you've got a block and your foot is bigger than the block, you can put one in front of the other. All right, we've got 1 weight, right foot up, weight on that left-hand side. Exhale, come up. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, super slow, drive up. Inhale, lower down. Press that foot right into the ground. Send those hips back behind. Let me turn to the side. Keep going on that right side. So that right sit bone goes back. We're coming up. Drive into the foot. And the same thing, no thrusting, extra squeeze. Just push straight down, lift up. For 3, 2, last 1. Ooh, nice work. And let's just switch. We'll head over to the left side. Weight comes over towards the right. It's all about that angle leaning forward. So you can keep making this harder by making your step up a little higher. You can also always increase that weight. Left sit bone goes back, drive into the foot, come up, and back down. Press into that left foot, lift up, and back down. Sit bones going back, gentle tuck of that chin. 3, 2, last 1. Nice job. Take a break. Just check in with everything. See what you're feeling. What do you notice? Take a breath. Also find it really helpful if you start to feel like you're creating tension in your pelvis, pelvic floor is tightening up. I love doing pelvic floor stretches and lengthening exercises within a workout. My favorite easy standing one, rotating those legs in. It's not just from the feet. Just a gentle fold forward. Let your head get heavy, sway those hips from side to side. So if changing your breathing, changing your positioning, posture, and if you change the load, and then you try a couple of these lengthening stretches, and you're still feeling tension, then it's going back to the basics. Can you connect? The breath and pelvic floor connection is key. All right, here we go. Back to those squats. Heels up, toes down. And if it feels better without, you can absolutely do without. We're going to send the hips back. Inhale down. Exhale, come up. We're not overarching through that back. Rib cage stays over your pelvis. Nice job. Great work. For 3. Ooh, 2. Nice job. Send those hip bones back, drive into those feet. Come all the way back up. Okay, we're coming back to our step up. And of course, if this step up doesn't feel good for you, you can come back to that staggered lunge that we did in the very beginning, still working those legs. So, grabbing a weight, right foot up on the block, driving our head up, and then send it back. Press into that right foot, spread your toes, thinking of anchoring down through those points that I mentioned. Nice job. 3, 2, last 1. Home stretch, last one. Ugh. Booty burns. Oh my goodness. All right, pressing into that left foot. Same thing, up at an angle. Come all the way up and step it back. Left sit bone going back behind, left knee going forward over those toes. Press that foot down into the ground. For 3, 2, last 1. Woo. Amazing. Let's move that weight off to the side. Come all the way down to the ground. You're going to walk those hands out in front. Pull yourself, come forward, plank on your knees, and just lower all the way down. Inhale, pull yourself forward, lift up and back, little baby cobra. Option, sink the hips back, child's pose. You can come into a down dog, whatever feels best for you today. Nice breath in, exhale, let it go. Awesome, take one more breath here. And pull yourself, come all the way up. Find a comfortable seated position. If you've got a wall that you can lean up against, you can definitely head up against that. Pulling those legs in. Leaning up against the wall, nice breath in. Exhale, let it go. And take another gentle breath in. Use the wall as feedback. And if you don't have the wall there, you can use those hands lifting up. Nice breath in. Straighten those legs out in front. Lengthen out through those legs. A slight hinge forward. So maybe you grab the shins, back of your knees, hinge, fold forward. You can wiggle left. You can wiggle right. Exhale, let it go. Pull yourself, come back up. Left leg can come in. Cross the left leg over as you gently turn to the left. Reach out through the right heel. Nice breath in. Let it go. Bring it back through towards center and we'll just switch. Hug that right leg in. So anytime working on strengthening exercises, just finishing with some gentle mobility and lengthening exercises for the pelvic floor is key. Center back with the breath and let it go. Nice. Bring those legs back and just find a comfortable seated position. We'll take a nice big cleansing breath in. Lift those arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands down towards heart center. thanking your body for amazing job in today's class. Keep coming back to your breath, your posture, and what you're feeling with these exercises, especially throughout this series. It's really important to see what you're feeling and making sure we're not feeling any more pressure or tension going in the pelvic floor, because that's our body's signal that we need to make some type of adjustments. If you're wanting to continue on this journey and learning more about strengthening for lower body, upper body, full body, go ahead and check out our Aptify, where we have this entire series mapped out for you. Keep up the good work. Until next time.